So, a lot of talk this weekend at the Kansas Regionals in Lenexa was about Krillin and Krillin's Destructo disc. Why? Well, because, see, 10 of the top 16 players in the top 16 were Krillins. Yeah, Krillins. Like, the deck is good or something. Like, it's amazing. Like, it does very well. And, of course, the one complaint that I hear from a lot of people is, well, Krillin's Destructo disc is too OP, man. Like, it's too good, and there should be all these changes, and I think it's a terrible card. And then I got players who say, well, no, the card is balanced, and it shouldn't be banned, and it shouldn't be changed. I think it's wonderful. So I decided to do what any well-educated, well-meaning card game player would do, and, voice my opinion on it, because in this current meta, and especially after the Kansas Regionals, it has hit a fever pitch. So here's my opinions on Krillin's Destructo disc, and the good and the bad. So let's talk about the card and what makes it so good. In my opinion, when you talk about the top decks in the meta, when you talk about the best personalities and the best styles, the best cards and decks in any card game are the ones that have consistency. The more consistent you are, the more consistently you can perform, the better you're going to do round after round after round. And in a game like Dragon Ball Z, where you're best of one, consistency is sometimes the only thing that'll save you. With that being said, Destructo disc is good innately, even by its powers by itself, because of the consistent life card damage it does. Number one, it can't be enduranced, which is great. Number two, it can't be stopped. So you threw down a Time as a Warrior's tool. Oh, that's adorable, because you can't stop this. It's just going to go through. It is going to hit you for those cards. Even at least 4 cards, it's going to hit you for. In a card game like that, to get guaranteed damage, that's value time after time after time that you can depend on over and over again. Now, pair that with the Black Mastery, which is of course what we've seen a lot of players do, or pair that with the Orange Mastery, which we saw one of the players who was in the final 2 played as well, and you get a +1 to your energy attacks. So that Destructo disc becomes a guaranteed 5. So we are talking about a guaranteed crit every time you throw that, which is pretty dang amazing. Not only that, but guaranteed critical damage. We're not even just talking about a crit, guaranteed critical damage. So before Sagacious Strike was Sagacious Strike, Destructo disc in black and orange was the auto crit damage card, which again, a guaranteed crit. I can throw that every time and it's guaranteed. Pretty dang good. So that's now where it comes into play with Krillin Black, which is what we saw a lot of up in Kansas City. That deck can pull off 2 crits in one turn. Crit damage with Destructo disc, and of course using a critical effect with Krillin level 1, because you get an auto discard for your mastery and use a crit effect. Also, if your opponent uses a discarding effect with styles like blue, which is super popular, you get a critical effect. I actually played one of the guys who was playing Black Krillin, who was in top 4 at the Kansas Regionals, and we had this crazy back and forth game with him being Krillin, with discarding effects and back and forth with garlic. I would do things with my mastery to say I would discard a physical to guard an energy. I would then allow him, because he has selection of the crit effect first, to do the crit effect and steal a ball. He'd steal ball 1, and then with my effect, then I would raise my anger, guard level 3, to steal my ball back. There's just some crazy back and forth. There's actually one, I think, that was a Destructo disc that went back forth, because I discarded for mastery. He then took a ball for the discarding crit effect. I then took it back by raising anger. He then took it back because he Krillin Destructo disc me. Because even though it can't be stopped, I can still fail with my mastery. So quite an interesting match. So the other thing about the card is it's not banished after use. Unlike the old card in the score game, this one just sits in your discard pile. So that's where you go up against Krillin players who will have Time as a Warrior or Visiting the Past on the field. And they are just going to sit on those. And they're going to wait until you enter combat, or they're going to enter combat themselves with a non-ideal hand, pull a Destructo Disc and throw it at you for a guaranteed 5. That's the other thing that bothers a lot of players, because Gohan's Masenko, which is not guaranteed damage. There's nothing guaranteed about it. It's just all dependent on their anger, and all in all, it's really not a great card. I mean, if you're going to run Gohan, which not a lot of people do, I don't see people running that card a lot. So that card is banished after use, but not Destructo Disc, which in my opinion is an infinitely more powerful card. So that's where the card also comes into play, being able to be reused again. All that being said, my opinions of the card, it doesn't bother me from a meta sense. I get why the card exists. I know that Krillin wouldn't be nearly as powerful without it. I think he still is powerful in the promo form, and even in an Anger Gain form I saw at the regionals with Black. But it puts him over the top to give him that auto crit. I do think it should be banished after use. I really, really do. Because to be able to use a card like that 4 or 5 times in any game with visiting the past 5 at max is just stupid good. I mean, I get to guarantee against any opponent, if I can do that even 4 times, 20 life cards of damage. A guaranteed 20 life cards of damage against any opponent. I'm going to knock out a third of your deck, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't stop it, you can't prevent it, you can't sphere it. There's nothing you can do. And to me, I think it's one of those cards that once it's used, it's banished, and it's done with. I don't think it's OP in the sense that it's unfair, it's consistent. I think that there are a lot of other cards with different MPs that could be more powerful, again, like Gohan Masenko, that shouldn't be banished after use, that should have better modifiers. Goku's Kamehameha. There's all these other energy attacks that MPs have that are used for their personalities that you don't see ran a lot because they're not as consistent, they're not as good. And either the way to fix it is you don't allow it to be modified. So it's an unmodifiable attack. So you can only have it hit for 4. Because the other thing is that a lot of Black players will do against deck is you'll hit them with a physical or try to, and they're going to do Black upward dodge. And I swear to you, every time I would play against a Black Krillin player, I mean, it was like guaranteed buy one, get one. If you had a Black upward dodge in hand, it was a buy one, get one for Destructo Discs. What do you know? So I remember there's one time that I attacked with Garlic on level 3, and I did a Garlic Jr. double blast, or counter blast, and I raised my stats. So -4, -4. I'm like, Destructo Disc me, bro. And I forgot what I hit him with. I hit him with, it was a backbreaker, so just some physical attack I was trying to throw at him, and he blocked it with upward dodge. So his attack's still +4, meaning he does the nat 5 Krillin's Destructo Disc to me with Destructo Disc. Of course, without modifiers, now you're getting dealt 9 life cards, unpreventable, unstoppable. Wow. You do nearly a 1/6 of their life deck with a 2-card combo. That's where I think it's a little bit too good. So we're either going to have it be unmodifiable and it can be reused, or it's modifiable and it's banished after use. In my opinion, I think that would help the card greatly. It would still be consistent, it would still be good, it would still be very viable. However, I don't think it would be as overused or, how shall I say, over complained about as it is. Of course, what are your thoughts on Destructo Disc? Do you think it's too powerful? Do you think it's too good? Do you think it's, all right? Does it need to change? Does it not need to change? I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. You just let me know. Post in the comments here. Post your video responses, and let me know, because, like I said, I've been wrong before, like once. It was a long time ago. I was wrong once, but whatever. Of course, we love you all. So subscribe, rate, comment, share the goodness to all your friends, and let's just start an argument. Let's just post this up on Facebook and just be like, get people all pissed, man. Just post it up there and just be like, yeah, Krillin's Destructo Disc, boom, and just ruin their day. Or, just have a nice conversation. I don't know, either way, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock, dragon,